Hey Game Makers, in this episode of the Battle System tutorial we'll be covering a few things like fleshing out the system, having multiple messages, scrolling through them, deleting when necessary, as well as a screen shake and a few other bits and bats. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we're going to delete a message. And we're going to say ds messages equals ds list create. We're going to be using a ds list as opposed to an array for the message system. This is because the different actions we have may give one or more messages, and with an array it's a lot more fiddly to remove entries or make them blank, and with a ds list you can just destroy it and then remake it and add as many messages as you want every time. It's just a lot easier to use, really. The first thing that I want to do as well is just to make sure that this list always gets cleaned up. So we want to go to the cleanup event and we want to say if ds exists, ds messages, ds type list, ds destroy, ds list destroy, ds messages. This should make sure that when we close the game or something happens like that, then if there is still an instance of ds messages, then it's going to get destroyed, and we have to check that it's actually there first, otherwise this is going to give us an error. Okay, so we have created this, that's fine. So in the step event we're going to be replacing all the messages with ds list. Let's do a check here as well. So if it doesn't exist, oh my god. If it doesn't exist, create it. And we're going to replace all these messages now. So ds messages 0. We have to use this, it's called an accessor, because we can use the function ds list add and then type in the ID and the value, but it's a lot faster to do it with an accessor, and we have to use the accessor, otherwise we're going to be turning this list into an array, and that's definitely not what we want. I'm not going to code any kind of battle mechanics because there's a million different ways to do it. I'll leave that to you. I'm going to show you how to show the different results for that. Okay, let's just do a quick variable. I just wanted to add this in to show you how to display the damage that you do. So you could have a script that if it rolls a hit, so if a hit is rolled, then you'd have some kind of script like script damage, and you'd say damage equals this script, and damage would return some kind of integer instead of this random, and then you could display that integer as part of the message. So every time the damage is rolled, it just displays automatically for you. Just delete this. Okay, so we have 3 options with only 1 message and 2 options with 2. What we also need to do is where we have message timer equals 0, let's just destroy the list. So we'll say if ds exists, ds messages, ds type list. Then ds list destroy ds messages. And I want to also set message counter to 0. No, this is the wrong place for that, isn't it? Move this out of here. We want it in this bit. So when the turn changes, we want to destroy the list and reset the message counter. Okay. Then when it's the enemy turn, we're going to say if ds messages doesn't exist, ds list ds messages equals ds list create. I don't think we need to do this, but it doesn't hurt to reset the message counter as well. And we want to say ds messages 0 equals monster attacks and then roll equals choose hits or misses. Oh yeah, we need to do string damage actually. String damage plus damage. Change this to string damage. There we go. And line 91, we need to change this as well. And we need to change it in the GUI as well. This bit here. Okay, so let's run the game and see if this is still working as intended. Okay, cool. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is want to have more than one message displaying at a time. So in the draw GUI event where we're drawing the message counters, we're going to add a little for loop. We're going to say for var a equals 0, a is less than or equal to message counter a plus plus, and then for the string, instead of message counter, we're just going to type a. We want to do text y plus font size plus buffer. I think that'll be, oh, and then times this by a. Yeah, that should do it. Awesome. And what do I want to do? I want to reduce the time we have to wait between button accepts, change it to 15. It's going to be a lot faster. If we now make some variables for the player and the monster, so we'll say player HP equals 10, player max HP equals 10, monster HP equals 3. And if we go into the draw GUI, and above the monster we'll say draw the player's HP. HP X, we'll say buffer. HP Y will be surface get height application surface minus we'll do buffer again, and we'll also say v-align draw set v-align will be from the bottom, and make sure the H line is still from the left. And then we'll draw the HP. Draw text. HP X. HP Y. String. Player HP plus a backslash or forward slash, sorry, and then string player max HP. Let's just make sure this is drawing properly. Cool. Okay, so now we have some actual hit points. So what we want to do is, to get some kind of effects, is we want to put some if statements into here. So when the space bar is being pressed and the new message is being created. So we've selected option equals 0. Actually, we're going to need a new variable for this, because we want to use this information, this variable, for both the player and the monster. So we will use, let's see, battle option equals 0. And it seems like a waste, because why can't we just use selected option? And the reason that is because if we use selected option for the monster, then it's going to be moving our player's cursor, the arrow, all over the place, instead of the arrow being where the player left it last. That's the main reason why, to be honest. So just copy this, and we're just going to leave the monster doing an attack for now. So here we'll say battle option equals 0. Yeah, and we need to initialize it as well. Which option has been selected? Right, so now we have that variable. Battle option equals 0. If not player turn, if message counter is equal to 1, which should be the text that says how much damage has been done. This is where we want to do a screen shake, and we'll also remove the player's HP. So first of all, player HP minus equals to damage. Have we done damage here? No. Damage equals irandom 1 plus 1. I want to say screen shake equals true. Just make some variables for this now. Make it a half-second shake, or sorry, a 30-step shake. That could be it. It depends on your room speed. It could be a second or less than a second, or more. But 30 sounds like a good number for now. So now we have some variables for the shake. Where do we want to change it? We want to make the HP move. So wait. Let's change shake X to max shake X. This is basically how much the X value is going to move, and then change this to max shake Y, and then shake X becomes 0 and shake Y becomes 0, because we're going to be adding shake X and Y onto everything we want to move. Shake Y. Leave the monster in place, we don't want that to move. We'll make the text move as well. And the options there. Okay, so now we've done this, what we want to do is shake. If shake is true, then shake timer plus plus shake X equals irandom range, and we'll do it from 0 to, oh no, sorry, minus max shake x to max shake x. So minus 5 to 5, and shake y will be the same. Minus max shake y, max shake y. And then end the region. Oh wait, we're not finished yet. If shake timer is greater than or equal to time till shake ends. Oops. Stop it. Then shake equals false. Wait, screen shake. Yeah. Equals false. And shake timer equals 0. Reset the timer. So if we run this, we should have a screen shake effect when we get hit, and only when the hit points are shown as well. So it just adds a little bit of tension into the battle system. Oh. Try again. Line 32. Oh, that's why. So the x is text x plus shake x. Y is text y plus this. And then string should be the message. That's not right. That's the string. Font size plus buffer, is that what we want? And yeah, that's fine. Let's run the game again. Line 115. So it's because I wrote the wrong variable, that's why. Let's try again. Okay, there's a small bug in this bit here. We're not checking if it's a hit or a miss, and if it's a miss then damage isn't going to be created. So when you say and roll is equal to hit, it's alright, hits with an S on the end. So let's run the game. Let's see if we can finally get a screen shake working. Hopefully it doesn't keep missing. What? Stop missing, dude. Wow. Damage variable not set. Okay guys, so on line 45 where we declared damage DMG as a variable, a local variable, sorry, just delete that because it's giving us some problems later on in the code because it doesn't recognize it on line 116. So just take out the VAR bit and it should work fine. One thing I did notice when I was testing the screen shake is I think it leaves the text in the wrong position afterwards. So where we have, where is it? Screen shake. Okay, so where we tell the screen shake to stop, we're just going to reset shake X and shake Y, and that will fix the screen shake. One thing I want to do as well is it's not as fun just to see a little bit of it shake, so I want to see what it looks like with showing the options as well. Where are we? I think this is the options. So we've played and show bottle text. So just gonna comment this out for now. I'm going to put this where the arrow is. Something. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, cool. So now we've got this. Let's add in some other options. We want to do a check if player is dead. If player HP is less than or equal to 0, player dead equals true. And we should add some more messages. Yeah, so we want DS messages. It's going to be 2. I'm going to say play dies. Actually, let's move this code because this only being checked inside battle option 0. Let's put it at the bottom. Should be a good place for it. Alright, and then let's also say if player dead is true, or if player dead, we can just leave it like that. If player dead, battle equals false. And then you'd have something like room go to room died, or you know, you might have you might be storing the last place that they rested, the last room in a location, and you send him to there. But I'm just going to say battle equals false, and at the top of all this code, above the region as well. Let's just minimize all these for a minute. We're going to say if battle equals true, then do all this. Okay, and also in the draw GUI, if battle equals true, do all this. So I need to initialize these variables. Play dead equals false. Battle equals true. And I want victory as well. If the player wins, then victory is going to become true. But for now it's going to be false. Actually, while we're on the subject of battle, let's just set it to false for now, because I'm sure someone's going to be wondering, well, how do I get the battles to only spawn sometimes, you know, because at the moment they're just going to be running all the time. So if we set it to false, then there's going to be no battle right now. But in my game, I have a battle timer. Every time the player is moving, it counts upwards. If it gets to a certain point, then a battle spawns. So I'm just going to do a quick timer for now. So battle spawn timer equals 0. Time till battle spawns equals 30. And we're going to use state equals init. Okay. And in the step event, we're going to say if battle equals true and state equals ready, then do all the battle stuff. And in here we're going to say if state equals init, so initialization, because every time we have a battle, this object, this obj battle object, is going to be it's supposed to be used in every room you've got where you want battles, and so you're not going to create it and then destroy it. It's just going to be there all the time. So every time we finish a battle, we want to go back to, we want to reset everything. So state becomes init, and we're going to use init to initialize all these variables again. We need battle spawn timer. Actually, let's just copy all this, put it into init, and just take out the things we don't need. So we don't need this. It all needs to be done in the create event. We do need this, or don't we? No. We don't need to set the player HP every time. We do need to set the monster HP because it's going to be a fresh monster. Reset select option, yes. Player turn, yes. All of this, yes. We don't need this. Don't need that. Play dead, battle victory, yes. Don't need this. Don't need that yet. We're going to set it to ready at the end of all this. We don't need to reset the shake stuff apart from the timer, just to make sure that's been reset. Okie doke. One last thing is we're going to check for the DS messages list. So if DS exists, DS messages, DS type list, then DS destroy, sorry, DS list destroy, isn't it? Yeah, DS messages. Just to make sure that we're destroying the DS list every time. That stops us getting a memory leak. So, just in case it wasn't clear, when the object is first created, it's going to initialize all of these variables, and its state is going to be in the init state. Then in the step, it's going to initialize these again, but that's okay because at the end of a battle, the state of the object is going to go back to init, and it's going to reset everything that we need, and it's going to be ready for a battle again. And then we need to sort out the timer. So if battle spawn timer is less than time till battle spawns, then battle spawn timer plus plus goes up by 1, else battle equals true. Actually, let's change this around. Let's say if battle equals false, or if not battle, then battle timer spawn timer plus plus. If battle spawn timer is greater than or equal to time till battle spawns, then battle equals true. Alright, cool. So let's put some comments. Prepare, no. Spawn next battle. For a test, let's just set the player's hit points to 1 and make sure this works properly. So we should have to wait for a battle for a fraction of a second, and as soon as we get hit, then the battle should be over. We should see the battle text. Okay, cool. So there's a short pause before the battle because the battle timer has to run first. Okay, so that's not working as intended. Alright, so let's move this piece of code into show battle text at the bottom. And we're going to save player dead. Why do we want it? We want to put it when the message counter gets to the end of the messages. In this bit, really. Okay. So if message counter is less, then increase it. else. If player dead, battle equals false. Else do all this. No. I want this to be in there as well. Let's try again. Okay, so that did work. What I did notice as well is the last message was getting drawn over the previous one because we're not accounting for if a message goes on to more than one line, which we need to sort out here. This bit. Okay guys, so didn't take me too long, but I didn't want to keep recording in case it took me forever. Just make sure that this code matches what you've got. The main changes are we've got a new variable called sep for separation, w for width. So separation is the distance between lines, which is just the size of the font plus a buffer, and width is how long the lines can be. And what we're doing this time is we've got a variable called total message size, and this is tracking how big the text in the box is so far. And if we get into a situation where there's more text than the box can fit, then all we will need to do is delete the first entry of DS messages and shift all the rest of the text up. So this line has changed as well. So we're now drawing the Y coordinate is text Y plus total message size, which starts at 0. Then after the first message, then this variable becomes the height of the first message, and then for every message afterwards it increases in height by that. And the separation is now font size plus buffer, just so we know where to start the next line. So this is the text, this is the code that makes this happen. Alright, so now we've done that, let's also make sure that if we do have more messages than we can fit inside the text box, then we're going to delete a DS message. So after this we can say if max message height will be sprite get height SPR GUI text box. What's text Y GUI buffer times 3. So we want to do the height of this minus buffer times 6, and that's going to be the max message height. And we're going to say while max message height while total message size is greater than max message height So while it's greater than message height, then we want to say DS list delete DS messages 0, and this will delete the first message in the list, and all the rest of them will then decrease by value. So 1 becomes 0, 2 becomes 1, etc., etc. So let's do a little test just to make sure this is going to work. Guess messages 3 equals, this is a test message, DS messages 4, we should be deleting messages by now, and DS messages 5 equals, this one is probably overkill. Alright, let's run the game. I also changed the code just to make sure the monster hits every time, just to make testing easier. Monster attacks, hits for 2 damage, play dies. And the game froze, did it? Yes. Oh, I know why. Because we didn't update the variable. So draw GUI. While total message size is greater than max message height, total message size minus equals, and then copy this, put it there, but we're going to say 0. Oops. What have we done now? Expecting a string. 41. Yeah, we need to decrease message count as well, don't we? Okay, so it's not bad, it's alright. It's working as intended. We're never going to be in a position now where we have too many messages. So let's just delete these test messages now. can leave this in there to make sure this is only run once, and just make sure that you have this code. This code is what keeps the messages from overflowing. We're just checking whether the total size of all the messages, the height of all the messages, goes over what we want to fit inside the text box. If it is, then we're gonna first reduce the size of this variable by the height of the first message, and then we're going to delete the first message and also cycle back the message counter to take into account the fact that message number 1 is now going to become 0. So if we didn't do that, then we're going to cause a few problems. We'll get an error message, but that's why we're doing that, and that's why it works. We've got our victory variable, but we're not using it right now. So let's check for where we damage the enemy. So damage equals irandom1 plus 1. And we're going to say right under here, so damage equals irandom1 plus 1. If monster HP minus equals to damage. If monster HP is less than or equal to 0, then victory equals true. DS messages, this is going to be number 2, equals monster dies, and then XP gained equals 2, gold gained equals 2. DS messages 3. Player gains in your actual game. You'd then say you might have like an object player or an array. I would use an array, so global array player, and say 10 is for XP, so I'd then say plus equals to XP gained, and GA player 11 plus equals to gold gained. So you'd increase your player stats as well, XP and gold. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to leave it like this. And then, so victory is true, add some more messages. So back to the bit where we're cycling through messages. You can say if victory, actually no, not here, it's making the same mistake as last time. I'm going to do it in this else bit. So message, we've shown all the messages. Player dead, or victory. So if the player's dead or he's won, then end the battle. So let's just change a few things. So reset this code back to here, and for testing purposes we're going to give the monster 1 HP, and we're going to make the player automatically hit. So this should be a victory now. Player attacks, hits for 2 damage, monster dies, player gains 2 XP, player gains 2 gold. Boom, cool. And I like to play some sounds as well. So keyboard check pressed. Yeah, here we go. So when spacebar is pressed, I want to play a sound on... I want a victory sound for when the monster dies. Should be 2. And a sound for 3 and 4 as well. Let's do this at the bottom. Or have we got one for victory ready? No, okay. So if we're pressing space, play victory sounds. If victory message counter is equal to 2, audio play sound S&D victory, priority 1, false. If message counter is equal to 3, or message counter is equal to 4, then audio play sound gain and doesn't loop. Just need to import these 2 sounds. Let me pause my recording and then come back so you can hear the sounds as well. Okay, so I've got my audio files now. There's a small bug with the sound. I'll just show you the game first, just so you can hear the sounds, and then I'll fix the bug. Okay, so player attacks, hits for 2 damage, victory sound, XP and gold, and it plays the victory sound all over again. Where are we? This is because we're reducing message counter when we're deleting messages. So it's not going to be elegant code, but it's just going to be a bit of a band-aid. And I'm going to say and victory sound played. So if not victory sound played, play the sound. Victory sound played equals true. and this will work. And we just need to initialize it now, and we'll put it underneath victory, and it's going to become false at the start. Okay. I did intend to fill in all the actions like magic, healing, and running away in this video, but it's getting pretty long now, so I'm going to do a third one hopefully tomorrow. I will see you then. Bye for now.